Hey everyone, Team UDF here for more ZQuest guide / tutorial. Last time we started what everyone wanted, maybe, I don't know, the dungeon design. This time we're actually going to start getting into it, so let's just go ahead and begin. We're going to scroll on somewhere and grab the block. Now let's start laying them down. We're going to show off different room types in these episodes. In this episode, rather. I'm trying to remember how this room goes. It's an NES designed room. I think this is it. If not, well, too bad, we're going to use that anyway. So this room is going to be a block puzzle room. We're going to start with our first block puzzle. First of all, how do block puzzles work? Well, we're going to use the block puzzle in order to open this door. So let's go to Data, Screen Data, and check the block implies shutters box thing. Because that will make the door open when a block is pushed. However, we have a ton of blocks here. How is the game going to know which one to push? Well, if we go to Tools and Flags, we're going to do just that. We have flags 1 and 2 here, and these are different options for pushing a block. You can also scroll down to the 50s and 40 or late 40s here, and they go all the way down to 65. You can choose many different ways you want the block to be pushed. If you so desire something more general, then you can push it vertical or you can push it 4 ways. We're going to choose flag 1 here. And we're going to place it on none of them because ZQuest is going to crash. And you guys wonder why I save so often. Alright, so let's do that again. Let's pick flag 1 and throw it on this block right here. However, that's kind of too easy. We don't want Link to just walk in here and start pushing blocks so that he can go to the next room. So let's give him some enemies to fight. Give him some gels to fight or something. Give him like 5 gels to fight. Now there's actually something else Really? Like, seriously? Okay, we've got gels. So there's actually something else going on in here. Go ahead and right click and select the block combo and scroll to page... Oh, well, it's 1. Page 1 of the sheet here. You'll notice the type here says push, and then in parentheses it says wait. Now if you actually scroll to the block and right click it, you can see there's a bunch of different options here. But push is not one of them, like just regular push is not one of them. That is because you can pretty much make anything pushable that you want. However, there are specific kinds of pushing, like push weight, push heavy weight. What do these all mean? Well, push weight means that you cannot push a block until all the enemies have been cleared out of the room. That's why we're giving Link some enemies to fight, so he actually has to do something beforehand. Now, heavy, it means that you can push the block right off the bat. You don't have to kill any enemies. However, the heavy signifies that you need the power bracelet, or I think it's called the oh jeez, what the crap? I know it's not the ring. Is it just? Yeah, it's just bracelet. Okay. Oh, bracelet. You need the bracelet to push that, and for very heavy, you need the level 2 bracelet. And then for weight, like heavy weight, you need the bracelet, and you need to kill all the enemies in the room. Very heavy implies something similar. Now the blocks in the NES tile set are defaulted to push weight. So that means in every instance you want a block puzzle, Link is pretty much going to have to kill all the enemies in the room. How you can avert this is to just scroll down to a blank tile somewhere. Like, let's go here. If you just want him to be able to push the block, but you also want enemies in the room, let's say. Just go ahead to page 1, select a tile, hit enter, and leave it blank, but make sure to make it non-walkable. So there you go, you've got a new block tile that you can use for yourself, and for Link to push things. Okay, so what goes on in this room so far is Link comes in, he's got to fight the gels, and then the block becomes pushable. He will push the block, and the door will open. What's missing? Think about it for a minute. Under combo. So let's select our floor, go to our under combo, and make sure we set that. Make sure we set that. Alright, but we're not done in this room just yet. We're going to have an additional gimmick in this room. So let's say we want the room to be dark. Hit the L key. This is what the room would look like, for the most part, in-game, if the room was dark and had darkness infesting it. How do you do that? Well, that's really simple. Hit the D key. You'll see a shaded triangle in the corner here. That indicates that this room will now appear as it does in the L state in-game. So now the room is dark. What can we really do with that? Well, there's not much we can do with it now because we're not going to have the candle in this dungeon, even though it seems like we might. But no. We're just going to use it to make this puzzle a little more interesting. Now, at the same time, you could have actually quite a few small hints if you wanted to. Now, this is only probably going to be a 3 to 4 dungeon game, so it could be a little more difficult, or you could give some subtle hints as to what's going on. Or you give really, blatant hints. An example of a blatant hint is to change the C set on the block that you want to push. So, there's the block, let's put that here. Now hit the L key. Look at that, it'll stick out like a sore thumb, but your player will have the hint at the very least. And, I don't know, this probably won't work on many custom tile sets. It depends on how your template goes. But something really interesting here, just hit the L key again. Note how the floor is pitch black, besides the blocks. We don't really see any indication that there's tile grids or anything. Now select the tile here and just click it right on that same tile, right on that same combo area there. Now hit L again. Look at that. For some reason, now the top outlines, or rather the top on the left outlines on the tile appear for some reason. I'm not sure why, but you could use that as a subtle hint that you have to push either this one or that one. So it's all up to you. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to have any hints, if you want to just let the player blindly guess all the tiles in the room, or all the blocks rather. I've been saying tiles too much in this segment. But in any case, it's time to continue to screen 50. So in screen 50, we're going to give Link some more enemies to fight, and let's just make this kind of a typical NES dungeon room. We're not going to do anything terribly fancy in here, except we are. But first of all, let's go ahead and give him some enemies to fight. Let's see, some good level 1 enemies. Let's just throw some keys in here. We'll throw 4 keys in here, and then let's find, put a few ropes. So some keys and some ropes. Kind of an odd combination, but, whatever. And what we're going to do in here is we want Link to kill all the enemies to get an item. What item do we want him to get? Well, we want him to get some bombs. So let's click the bomb item here and hit OK. And now we could do this like we did in the other room. We could just set the bombs there, go to enemies data, click the enemies implies items box. And fantastic, when Link kills all the enemies, the bombs will appear and he'll have them. Or we could do something slightly differently. So let's go ahead and take that off. You can if you want to. I'm just going to show you guys a different way to do it. Suppose we want to make this a special item room. And we want the special item, so hit A for your catch-all, to be the bomb. Now we don't have to use the rupee at all, but how's Link going to get the item here? There's nothing really going on. Well, even this part can be done several different ways. You'll just want to pick a tile in the NES that's typically the top right tile that we do this on. You can go to stairs here. We're going to finally use this thing and just click it over that tile. And now what that means is when the secret in the room is activated, which we want to do with enemies imply secret, a staircase is going to appear. What does a staircase look like? Well, we have to go to secret combos, go to miscellaneous, go to stairs. You can change it to the proper color set if you want by hitting the plus sign twice, and then select your stairs. And now there you go. Stairs will appear in this room. Where will they lead? Well, that's what we're going to decide. We're going to decide with a tile warp. I remember we're on DMAP level 1, so let's just go there right away. Now we want to give Link the bombs. So between all these types, what do you think we're going to use? Well, conveniently enough, the one we're already selected on, Cave Item Room. What screen is it always on? 80. It's always on screen 80. So hit OK. And now when Link walks into this staircase, he's going to appear here in screen 80. It does not matter Like, we don't have to set the blue or the green tile or anything in this room. Link is going to climb down here the stairs, and the bombs will be right in this little indent here. Alright, 2 mistakes in 1 episode. I was grossly misinformed about this. I guess you do want to set the rupee down here, so go ahead. I just chose 136.80. It kind of looks like it should be around there. It's probably further back, but that's okay. You guys can have it wherever you want. So yeah, now the item will appear there. Yes, it's a good thing I decided to test some of this off screen. But yeah, back to the regular video. Okay everyone, I gotta make a swerve edit here because it turns out this does not work the way I thought it did. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do it the other way. We're going to secret combo it. So make your secret combo tile 16 a stair block. Go to tools and flags, select secret tile 0 and place it where we wanted the staircase initially. I'm just going to leave it there for now, but yeah. So that was the other way. That's all you had to do pretty much. When the enemies are all dead, it'll trigger the secret through the enemy's implied secret, and that secret staircase combo will appear. It's a stair combo, so it will take us to the screen we want. I think that will do it for this room. The puzzle part anyway. What are we going to use the bombs for? Well, we're going to use our bombs to continue our journey. So we're going to make a bombable wall. How do you make a bombable wall? Go to tools and doors, and remember that it's a door type. So if you just make the wall bombable, hit OK. Now it looks bombable in ZQuest, like it already looks blown open, but it's not. So in-game, depending on what your combo type is, it'll look like a cracked wall, or it can just be bombable. It depends on your tile set, it depends on your templates. And just for the sake of it, on the other side, screen 51, make sure you make the other side bombable as well. If you want Link to actually walk through something that looks like it was blown open on both sides. So fantastic. Now we can move on, or we can jump back to screen 60 and give the player a little secret. So let's go ahead and make this side a bombable wall. No, Team UDF, don't do that. Screen 61 is blank. It's not on the dungeon map. Holy crap. No, that's okay. In fact, we're going to put a room here and leave it off the dungeon map purposely. One thing I also want to do is, instead of that, go to your tile 417 here, and let's just replace the floor, making it completely dark. So that Link can bomb his way from screen 60 to screen 61. Whoops. And there you go. What can you do in this room? You can do a plethora of things. Let's select a room type. You could give him some money. You can make it, an item pond. You could make it a gamble room if you really want the money-making game. You could have a potion shop in here. You could have a regular shop in here. It all depends on what you want to do in your quest. For the sake of it, since I don't think I'm going to be using this anywhere else, let's just use the 10 rupees room. So this room type, there is no catch-all because it's very straightforward. It will just plant 10 rupees in here for the player to collect once they come into this room. Now bombs, you could argue that one bomb is worth 10 rupees because I know most people sell bombs for like 40. Sometimes they sell them for 20 and 30, but I've seen a lot of games that sell them for 40. So we're like making Link spend 10 rupees to get 10 rupees. Well, remember though, we're giving Link these bombs for free. All he has to do is kill some enemies, so I think it's kind of justified. If you want to make it a secret money room, just remember to set the guy the message string, and you could give him 20 rupees or something for his trouble if you more prefer that. Okay, here's what happened. I was going to do a second take, and I couldn't because Camtasia went ahead and deleted the footage for some reason instead of letting me save it. It gave me some weird configuration error. But yeah, whatever. And then I tried to tell you guys that in another take of this, but then it wouldn't save the footage for that either, so I don't know what the crap is going on with Camtasia lately. But in any case, I just wanted to let you guys know that the only things that have changed are the placement of these tiles in this room. I was going to try to redo this episode because I had a cold sore when I did that first take, and it kind of made it hard to talk, but, screw it. If Camtasia is going to delete an entire episode, forget that. I'm just going to leave that original episode. I've done everything exactly the way I did it, except, like I said in that other take, I did these tiles slightly differently. So yeah, next time we will continue the dungeon design. I'm not going to do any testing just yet because we're going to wait all the way to the end so we can just do a straight shot of the dungeon. And see how I shoot myself in the foot with that. But yeah, so next time, more dungeon design. Link has bombed himself through some walls and he will continue on his quest. So thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you next time for more ZQuest guide / tutorial.